I think that Cam Newton, at 32 years of age, in seemingly perfect health, in shape better than 99.9% of the human beings on the planet, not just America, but human beings on the planet. He's had COVID. He's got the antibodies. I think it's totally unfair that these rules are stacked to try to force a guy like Cam Newton to take the vaccine.
I understand that point of view. I certainly do. But at the end of the day, I'm a why guy, so I always consider that question first. So why on earth would the NFL be so strict as far as, their not necessarily mandates, because they haven't gone that far, and the NFLPA hasn't either. But they are making it more difficult for unvaccinated players. And the question again is why? Well, it's because there's a lot of money on the line here. And at the end of the day, it's all about money. This is a business. Jerry Jones got on radio end of last week, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Many people would assume he might be in one camp or the other in terms of vaccines, but before he, attends a political party, Jerry Jones is a capitalist and a businessman. And he knows what's best for business right now, per the statistics, is to have as many vaccinated players as possible. That's both because of the rules by the NFL and also what science is telling us about unvaccinated versus vaccinated people and the threat of COVID and all those things. So from a business standpoint, it is in the best interest of these owners and the union that governs the body of players and these coaches to try to encourage these players to be vaccinated. And that's the only reason why. They don't care otherwise. Look, if we're going to say that the NFL, or frankly the NFLPA, really cares about player health, there wouldn't be any such thing as the NFL, because this is a dangerous game. As a matter of fact, playing the sport is probably more dangerous than COVID. But you have this unbelievable opportunity, if you're a young man, to make a tremendous amount of money. These billionaire owners are able to cut tens of millions of dollars in salary to these players because the NFL is a cash cow. So what's the best way to keep business rolling? Try to get as many players vaccinated as possible so you don't have a widespread outbreak, and so that these players are more available on game days.
Rich, I hear your point, but I just got to go back. I hear you, but the NFLPA, their job is to protect all the players and the rights of all the players. We just went through an NFL season last year that didn't have these kind of stringent rules on unvaccinated players. Everybody was basically unvaccinated last year. Did anybody die? Was anybody so sick that their health has been damaged for the rest of their lives? We just went through a season last year. Unvaccinated, everybody. No one died. And so, to me, I do think it's about the money, but I also think it's more about keeping the media and politicians and the administration that's in charge. They want to keep the media and the Biden administration and the left off their back. And so they're going along with all these restrictions, and we must treat COVID like it's, hell, they're treating it like it's worse than HIV. And the survival rate from HIV just isn't nearly as high as COVID. And when we're talking about young people and young athletes, no one's dying. Most of these guys are asymptomatic. You can't, and Rich, I'm passionate about this because over the past couple of weeks, none of these guys have the balls yet to come out and put their name on it, but I'm hearing from players across the league. They're bothered by the way they're being treated on this vaccination thing. They don't feel like the NFLPA is standing up for them. I get why Lamar Jackson, he's had COVID twice. He ain't dead. He hasn't been hospitalized. He doesn't want to do it. He's 24, 25 years old.